The written royalty was 0.5%, typed and signed. The family's retold promise was 1% on a torn notebook page. That same blank letterhead waits nearby. 8 multi-mixers ordered from one small stand in 1954 pulled the salesman west. The letterhead already reads 1955. A second stamp carrying 1954 is still falling. The brothers opened in 1940 and built the assembly line in 1948. The company's seal reads 1955 and calls the salesman founder. Which year is actually buried underneath? Speedy was the company's first face, door height, winking. The arch behind him grew 5 times taller. What does a company do with a mascot it has already outgrown? Sonneborn's 1956 company, in paraphrase, was not in the food business. It was in real estate, rent stacked on top of the 1.9% the brothers never controlled. The brothers owned the invention. Sonneborn's company owned the ground beneath it. One leased lot in 1956, with a map of empty pins already waiting. Most diners ran one milkshake machine. This stand ran 8 side by side, 40 steel cups spinning at once off a 15-cent hamburger, the order that pulled a salesman west. Ray Kroc was 52, selling milkshake machines door to door with limited success, when one stand's order pulled him across the country to stand outside and count cars. 8 multi-mixers from one small stand had pulled Kroc across the country. 40 steel spindles turning on one counter, more than any stand he'd ever sold to. Kroc's proposed split gave himself 1.4% and the brothers who built the system 0.5%. A written ratio nearly 3 to 1, in his favor from day one. On March 2, 1955, Kroc incorporated McDonald's system, a company built to sell the brothers' restaurant nationwide while owning no restaurant, no kitchen, and no land at all. Every dollar of sales split 3 ways on paper: 1.4% to Kroc's own company, 0.5% to the men who invented the assembly line, and 100% of the name still theirs, for now. One number sits under a paperweight, stamped and witnessed. The other exists only where the family says it was given, behind a handshake, and never put in writing. Sonneborn's 1956 lease named Franchise Realty Corporation itself as landlord, not the man frying the burgers, not the man who built the machine. Because Franchise Realty, not the franchisee, held the 1956 lease on the land, the parent company could raise the rent on the very restaurant it didn't own. Every flag on this map was a lease, not a sale. And a lease meant the rent on a franchisee's own restaurant could rise whenever the parent company chose. Franchisees paid rent to Franchise Realty and a service fee to McDonald's system. One stack grew, the other barely moved, whether or not a single burger sold. Their written 0.5% never grew as the map filled with pins. The same royalty rate from 1955, unchanged, against a chain, now 9 stores and counting. Franchise Realty's lease could terminate any franchisee under its 1956 terms, the same clause structure standing over the brothers' own original 1954 stand. Reporters photographed the salesman who'd arrived in 1954, not the brothers who'd invented the system in 1948, the credit already reassigning itself in real time. The corporation dates its founding to 1955 and this store. The brothers opened the first McDonald's in 1940 and invented the system in 1948. So, whose company is it? Sonneborn raised the money for the buyout himself. The same finance chief whose leases already ran under every store, now funding the purchase of the brothers' name. No document, no witness, no date beyond decades later. This nephew's retelling is the entire paper trail behind the family's 1% handshake claim. Tired of the friction, the aging brothers opened talks to sell in 1961. The asking price line on the table still empty, waiting for a number neither side had said aloud yet. Kroc wanted the name outright, and Sonneborn was already arranging the financing. On the document, a first digit was going down, a number no longer blank. The brothers asked for $1 million each, plus $700,000 more to cover the taxes such a sale would trigger, a total near $2.7 million. The buyout papers listed the name, the system, and the trademark. The family says the Handshake royalty was never written into any of them, and no document has ever proven otherwise. In 1961, Kroc paid $2.7 million, the brothers netting roughly $500,000 each after tax. And on their own roof, the name was already coming down. The brothers kept their original San Bernardino restaurant, but lost the McDonald's name itself, forced to rename their own stand, the Big M, overnight. The brothers kept only the building. Kroc built a new McDonald's directly across the street, arches lit, aimed straight at their door. Kroc opened a McDonald's a block from their door. The brothers' original stand, renamed the Big M, eventually closed. Accounts differ on exactly how long it held out. Every lease on this map now ran to Kroc and Sonneborn. Only one square of it had no string at all. The stand the brothers were still allowed to keep. Richard and Maurice invented the speedy service system in 1948. The assembly line, the tiny menu, the 15-cent hamburger. After 1961, they owned none of it, not even the name. The family's claim traces to a nephew's account decades later. No contract, no memo, no witness statement has ever surfaced. So what did the brothers still hold in 1961? The corporation would credit Kroc as founder for decades, the plaque reading 1955, while a smaller, nearly hidden stamp still remembered 1940. The family never sued. There is no filing, no deposition, no verdict anywhere in this story, only the claim and the one building the brothers were left holding. This exact spot opened in 1940 and reinvented itself in 1948. Yet, the plaque tourists photographed today names only the year 1955. Sonneborn's 1956 real estate mechanism, not the hamburger's 0.5% royalty, drove the deeper profit, the same leasing structure the brothers bought into, unaware. Founded in 1940, rebuilt in 1948, incorporated in 1955, 3 years, one company, and the record still won't say which one counts as the start. Unfolded at last, the clause holds no writing at all. The family's handshake claim and the $2.7 million written record, both closing on 1961, unresolved. The brothers walked away with roughly $500,000 each after tax, a fortune in 1961, dwarfed by the corporation their 15-cent hamburger became. An invention, a system, a handshake, and $2.7 million. Every prop on this desk still points to the same unanswered question. Who really built McDonald's? Next in the files, the American giant that went bankrupt in 40 days and came back.